All right. Well, look at that. I did a transition. Interesting. Hopefully you can hear me. Welcome everybody to the show. I'm calling it Listed today. I don't know. We'll get something better. Shink and Zschunke was one that I was like, too many sh's. A couple warnings today. I can't work the chat and do this too. I'm going to mess everything up. So don't worry about that. The point of the show, I just want to go over stuff with another real estate agent from somewhere out of St. Louis that gives us this perspective of the game we're playing. It's just, I don't know. Over time you learn. And the thing is, I was thinking about this earlier. Never in human history, if we had the ability to broadcast our thoughts to 3 or 4 people on the internet and do it cheaply. So, why not try it? Right? I've done live streams in the past by myself. They're kind of boring. It's more fun with someone else. Always something going on in the space. And we're going to see today, there's a fanboy situation where it just has to show how different the business is, like when you're in it every day versus what you see on TV. So with that, I'm going to bring in my co-host, Mike, and we're going to go from there. So here we go. Mike, you there?
John, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. I feel like I nailed the transition. Did you
Looks
see
good.
that? Thank you.
Very well. Professional.
Thank you. I will screw up other things, but I did get that done.
Good.
Last week when we did our testing, I came to the studio and it was all different than what I had set up. So I was like, what is going on?
Mine too. It was the camera, the sound.
So
it is authentic.
Yes. So I think a small introduction is in order. No one knows who I am, but that's fine. Let's know more about you and your business and where you're at and all that.
Okay. Mike Zschunke. I'm with Berkshire Hathaway in Scottsdale, Arizona. Do more of a private client business, residential, commercial, land, investment properties. A lot of relocations lately coming to the area. Just a little bit of everything. I try and focus more on the client, not so much the asset. Every real estate coach will tell you specialize in asset. I specialize in the client and relationships, and seems to work. So
that's very good. Very good. And how long have you been playing in the real estate pool?
About 12 years ago, we moved out here from the East Coast. Was in the bond world prior to real estate and got to Arizona and said, what are we going to do next? And had a couple of friends in the business and it looked easy and free time.
Boy, doesn't it look easy? Doesn't it look easy?
They make it look easy. And,
if you just give someone a recipe card every month, you're golden.
You'll do well.
And then when the seller, I believe on the seller statement, sees the commission paid out, everyone's like, I need to be in real estate because that's the easiest job ever. And maybe it is. I've not found it to be that way.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
And it's not getting easier.
No.
Technology, the more technology,
yes.
And it all goes back to face-to-face and relationships. So.
I did see a post about AI was going to take over the home showings, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
At this point, when someone says online that they're coming for your job, I'm like, take it.
Take it. Home showings is probably about this much of our business.
Yeah, but boy, it takes a lot of time. I mean, if I show one house, it's an hour, easy. It's an easy hour. And if I, set up a tour for a weekend, it is just hours.
It is. And the organizing and the changing times.
100%.
It's a lot.
It is. Really is. It is. So, I don't know. I've gotten to the point where like I'm strong enough where I know what's going on. And I can take what's real and what's fake very, very easily. So maybe a couple of weeks back, there was a post that said, hey, we've got this AI program that will call 1,000 people, within an hour. Like,
Right.
yeah, go for that. I hope that works out really well. You're probably not going to piss anybody off. It's probably going to go really well. And, that's what you need to do that's what we need AI for, is to constantly harass people.
The 6 a.m. spam text.
Yes. So, building off of our fun and excitement, St. Louis is a different place than Scottsdale in every way. And I think that online discourse in real estate tends to overlook individual markets.
Right.
As an example, when when the real estate market really hit it around 2009, I was in Denver, Colorado, and there were construction cranes. They had just approved marijuana legislation, I think the first state in the country to do so. Commercial warehouses were being retrofitted to the new reality. That was a building boom like none other. I had not seen a construction crane in so long. So when I came back to St. Louis and was more used to the no construction cranes, I was pretty much at that minute that I just understood instinctively that, look, there's a big difference in how real estate is conducted, residential, commercial, throughout the country. Different thoughts, and I thought that in a way our show will be able to cut through this issue of, if you read a headline on, let's kick Zillow right off the bat. If you read a headline on Zillow and it says, house prices are collapsing, this is the first time in 7 decades, but we've only got data from 10 years ago. But anyway, it's still bad, and economist so and so wrote it. Buying a house, selling a house, to me is so much more than a headline, and it's been a trip. So I think that's what we're going to try to do. So just for fun, we picked 2 properties that were within a certain price range of each other, and our first fun and excitement today is to try and figure out, what are you getting for around $1 million in Scottsdale, and then what would you get in St. Louis for the same? So I'm going to try the one button that scares me today. I'm going to do that and that. And if I get this right, we should be good. And if I get it wrong, I'm already wrong. Got to check that. Okay, here we go. If I get it wrong, we're in trouble. So here we go. There we go. All right. Now, as long as I add it, because that was where I messed it up yesterday. You like where we are, Mike? On the bottom, or do you want us to be on the side? Okay.
That looks good.
This is a listing. Now it's $930,000. It's in Scottsdale. You take it away. I'm going to flip through the pictures, if that's okay.
Sure. It's North Scottsdale, up by Troon. It's a popular area. And Scottsdale's actually got a lot of land area. South Scottsdale, as John was saying, markets are different. South Scottsdale is a little bit older. North Scottsdale is kind of, everything's moving north. This house is in Troon area, popular golf destination, second homes. It's a gated community, just a beautiful area, as you see from the background.
Is it a mountain?
It is. That's on the other side. It's called Pinnacle Peak on the other side of it. But
okay. And so is this one in is this like in the valley? So, or is this like off of a hill? So there's like houses to look over on top of this one.
As you go from Scottsdale is basically a suburb of Phoenix. As you go out, you go up into the hills. So there are the McDowell Mountains, and you go up into the hills, and North Scottsdale kind of winds in between, in and out. So it's actually city land. It's owned by the city of Scottsdale. It's a park.
So at this house, can you look down on someone?
On that one, you cannot. And
that's you can't buy a house where you can't look down on people.
They try for $1 million. To keep them, without, so you're not having, and that's the first thing I always look at when I'm showing. We walk into the backyard, is there who's looking down into your pool area? And I don't want that.
No.
But
all right, so then
watch behind it.
That doesn't look like there's any yard.
There's no yard.
Is that rocks?
It's rocks. It's called desert landscape. It's popular. Actually, if you have grass lawn, the city of Scottsdale will pay you to replace the grass lawn with desert landscape. So the water conservation.
All right. So here it says it has a pool.
It has a pool, and you'll see it's a narrow backyard. It's probably not as narrow as you see in the picture, but there is a wash behind it. There's a house maybe 100 feet behind, 150 feet behind it. So you get a little bit of privacy there. There's a lot of communities are right on top of each other. But as you go further north, you get a little bit more privacy. And developers really plan them out right, so you're not looking in each other's backyard. But I always look for something with a wash behind it. And
then in Florida, they have cages over their pools. Are there cages there, or what do we got?
We don't have mosquitoes. We don't have bugs.
What?
No mosquitoes. We've got rattlesnakes and lizards and things like that, but no mosquitoes.
Do you have flies?
Yeah, I guess. I don't think so. No flies.
Okay.
There's no real flying bugs. There are. People will say, sometimes in the evening, but compared to back east, there's no mosquitoes.
Okay. So then inside this home, it's going to be there's not going to be a basement.
No basement.
Is the tile is that a special kind of tile throughout the house, or what is that? Is that normal? Do we no hardwoods or?
Hardwood is starting to come back in the higher end properties.
Okay.
A lot of just ceramic tile, the travertine tile. Just nobody wants carpet anymore. I'd probably St. Louis too.
Right, correct.
But people like that. Everybody's putting that luxury vinyl plank in, and there's nothing luxury about it. I think we've talked about in the past.
Yes, we disagree. I like it in the basement, but you don't have basements. So I mean,
Right.
What year construction are we looking at? What would be reasonable here? Was this like 2000s?
Mid-90s.
Mid-90s, okay.
Late 90s or late 90s. I should have probably...
Yeah, it's on the listing. I could look too, but...
but I didn't.
Yeah.
So, late 90s, early 2000s. Typical, 2,500 square foot on it's probably a 8,000 square foot lot. Private community. Lots of golf courses around. You see down into Phoenix down there in the background.
I see.
I need a pointer.
Yeah, I'll figure this stuff out over time, and I'll get it to where it really rocks. But
nice community. And I looked this morning, actually.
Yeah.
So you'll see. Can you see my pointer at all here?
No, because I'm not on the right screen. Let me go over here.
9:30. It's been on for 150 days.
Yeah.
I have not been inside it, but that surprises me a little bit. I think maybe it's a little underpriced, and people don't. That area, there's a $7 million house in this neighborhood as well.
Well,
construction.
I don't know if it's true there, but I know that if I miss pricing on the first weekend, I'm going to be punished severely.
100%. 100%.
No one believes that, though. Like a seller says, the seller's logic is, I just need one person to write an offer.
Yeah.
And I understand their thinking, but man, if you like everything I've ever seen is if I price something right, it doesn't matter if the market sucks or if the market's great. I price it right. Okay. And then the first weekend, that's every single buyer that's been rejected by every single property that they've ever written an offer on. They are the most hungry buyers. They have been stalking their Zillow, their portals, for weeks and possibly months. They've been, like in St. Louis, they've been beat out on 5 other houses. Right. Okay. So they are going to buy. They need to buy. They're the best person. And then if you price it wrong, they've seen every house that's available for the last 3 months. You're not going to trick that person.
Buyers are educated on the inventory.
Absolutely. And so now you've missed. And then what do? Are you a price improvement guy? I can't tell.
I don't like to be.
Oh, you're a price improvement guy. Wow.
I'm more of a, you don't want to take my advice, walk away from the listing guy.
Yes, I think that's fair. But I just despise the price improvement. I know the logic, and it's just like, no, we're not doing that.
I wouldn't normally, but I just did one, so it's tough for me to say.
That's fair. Look, there will be people that will be able to record our show and tell me all these things that I've said, and they've been, one way one day, one way the other.
Right.
I like to look at it as I evolve. When certain things are presented to me in a certain way, they're framed, I might think differently. Yeah. And so I'm not afraid to have the recordings that say something completely different.
Right.
But
and every deal is different, as you know.
Oh, man.
Every interaction, every deal is different. There's no vanilla. Actually, I had one a few months ago that was fantastic. It was I wish they could all be like that.
Yeah. And so you've got, do you think that next to that house, I don't know if you can see the picture, do you think that's open, like an open lot or something between those two houses?
It's not a lot. It's probably, when the developers built when they build these developments, communities, they have to reserve so much for open space.
Oh, okay. Well, that would not have been something that I was, like, there's a hill too. It's like a cliff. Yeah. So that helps.
Little probably drainage coming off the hill somehow works its way. So that was a good spot. Not quite a wash, but an open space area for them to put drainage down.
And then do you have gutters?
No, some do, but not really. It rains.
Oh, I'm sorry. See? There we go. I'm showing you right there an example of Midwestern thought that doesn't work out there. There's no gutters.
No gutters. There are on some, and when it rains, it rains. It's the best time to look at a property is if it rains or
100%. That's true in the Midwest for sure. Well, we always put in. Everyone puts in their disclosure that the basements leak, but only when it rains, which I've always found to be humorous.
Yep. Even though you see the spot on the ceiling.
Right. Oh, now see, this is interesting. So now the person is. I wonder, what is your rule on AI staging? There in your MLS?
Our rule, it has to be stated. It's a new rule. It just came out actually, I think a few weeks ago, that you have to have the furniture in there. They have to say AI in the bottom, and then you have to follow it with the picture as it is normally. Okay,
so we can assume that this house was staged and they gave up at 130 days.
I'm going to say that it was probably a rental property, and they have pictures before and after.
Smart.
They moved out.
See? Look at that. That's a veteran agent insight that you're not going to get anywhere else. All right. Well, so what I want,
pretty easy to say, as you've seen, AI is pretty easy to pick up.
Yes. So what I want people to notice is a couple things. One, the construction style is totally different than what you're going to find in St. Louis. Okay. Yeah. You're just not getting that home in St. Louis. It's not happening. No. I don't think that it's because people don't want the home. It just isn't. You can't build a house with no gutters here. Okay.
Right.
You're going to have a basement. I've always thought that the architecture, they're kind of the clay tile roofs, the exposed wood, that is a nod to the West that doesn't make any sense here. So anyway, one of the things, if you're somebody that's looking to move somewhere, okay, and you want a particular type of house, you kind of have to understand that housing stock in the United States it's to the location. You're not going to find this house in St. Louis. If you've come from California and you want this house in St. Louis, you're not getting it unless you build it.
You're not going to find the raised ranch here. You're going to find the 3-bedroom ranch, 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath ranch.
We often have problems in St. Louis with people from California looking for the modern style home, the contemporary design. And there's probably 4 houses here that have contemporary design. So, you're not getting that. You're just not. I think in today's...
That's part of the learning process. I get people from the Midwest and they want a particular type of house. That it's a process, an education. Yes. Let's look at the houses.
Absolutely. I'm ready to go over to the St. Louis house, and we're not going to play that Scottsdale is better than St. Louis or St. Louis is better than Scottsdale.
I love this St. Louis house that it's beautiful.
So let me get to the right spot here, and we'll go here. And then let me hit this one. Okay, so this is the correct home for St. Louis. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. You have a ranch home, and you have it on a large lot. And so just going through the pictures, I'll get the kind of the specs later, but this is right. This is pleasing. If you're from the Midwest, this is what you want to walk into. You can see the yard, no fence. One of the things you need to look at if you're an agent showing houses is there a rule within the HOA or the covenants and restrictions? Are you allowed to even put a fence up? You know, some people have dogs and they're like, can I put a fence up? And no, you can't. You're just not, and you know, you could fight it all you want to, but you could just go find a better house for you. So this particular space, no fence. You see no fences in any other houses. You can pretty much guarantee that there's a reason. Now, this is what a house in the Midwest in St. Louis should look like. You should have this raised ceiling. Now, this is it. I can see the plank boards, so it's not a real hardwood floors. I can tell by the way it's set up, even in this picture, which is another thing. I've looked at probably more than 1 million homes online. Like I can see things that other people would never even think to look at. Right. But right there, that's one of them. And so we just go through and, you know, the style is just so much different. This person has a problem with pillows. They might want to talk to a professional. Like they've gone throw pillow crazy. It's very funny. I'm sure you've seen it, Mike. When you have a buyer that's interested in a home, I think within the first 15 seconds of when you walk through the door, you know that buyer's interested in writing an offer. I'd say for me, at least 75% of the time.
Yep.
And so in this particular home, if we go back, all it's going to be is a question of is when they walk through that front door, is this the room that they want to see? And if it's not, then they're not going to buy it. So that's the way that is. It's the architecture, the furniture. It's representative of what you would see here.
Right.
You could argue about counter space. If I was the agent listing this property, I would immediately remove the coffee machine and these 3 pots, because what you're showing is that your counter space, even though you've got what seems like a lot, once you put your butcher block knives and coffee machine out, you're going to be hurting for space. So you never want to tip that off to. Now this is, remember, I'm working as a listing agent on this one, or I would be. And so, so it's important that we look at it from that perspective. So going through, I think on $1 million house, Mike, do you need to have the right, oh gosh, let me get back.
Where'd you go?
I don't know. Oh boy, this is going to be good. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. And it's always different from the buyer's side or this. Are you a listing agent or are you representing the buyer?
Yes.
You look at them differently.
Absolutely. So on $1 million house, would you have to have the premium appliances there? And
no, not
so you don't need Thermador or anything to take you through?
Nope. And if you're in $1 million neighborhood, you might not want them, because then you're going to expect the 1, 2, 1, 5, and you're not going to get it just because you have a Wolf stove. Okay. Here,
if you're at $1 million, you're going to have to have the appliances to go with it. You can't go with like a GE. Not going to work.
Right.
So let me get back. So here we go. So, kitchen's kind of small. First floor laundry, is that common? It had to be, because you don't have a basement.
Yep, absolutely. And often we'll see, especially the higher end homes, the laundry now is in the master bedroom or primary bedroom.
Oh, interesting.
So
interesting.
An additional, like a smaller stackable unit. But
so this has got the beige, which is a finish from 1995 for us.
Yeah.
You would need the grayish if you wanted to win the young buyer pool. Also, crown molding on a house with a ceiling of say 8 feet or less makes the house look smaller.
A little tight.
Yeah. And so you would not want to do that. This is the color that you need on this picture to win.
Right.
if I'm the listing agent and I have this picture, I'm not posting it because why do I want this vehicle out there?
Just back up the vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's, by the way, I think on one of my listings, if you have more than 30 pictures, you're just,
yeah.
If you ask me now, if the seller's like, I really love my pictures of my home and they need to be all in the listing, I will do what the seller wants every time.
Right.
But you need to go see a house in person.
You do, especially with cameras today. And I hope nobody's using their iPhone for listings, but yeah, we use professional photographers, and you have to, because the buyer online, the first representations online, they get 5 or 6 pictures and they're done.
Like, why do I need to look at these? You showed me these pictures in the beginning. Why do I need them again?
Right.
This is lazy, but I'm not. I'm going to pretend that I didn't say that. Now, I'm going to mess with this a little bit. So I need to get, and I'll work on this. This is the things I need to work on 1% every day. Okay. So 35 days on the market, you've missed the first week.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're done. What did you think about the square footage was on that property we were looking at?
I want to say it was about 2,500.
Okay. So 25 and no basement. This is 3,000 with a basement.
Yep.
It went pending. So they're not doing bad. It went pending between the time I looked it up and here. So that's good.
Good.
It's about right.
Yeah.
I think that basically you are looking at now it's in Rockwood School District, so that's nice. It's good.
I imagine that's a very nice area. I saw the HOA. You don't have a lot of HOAs, but that one does, right?
We have a lot more than you would think.
Okay.
There was, I don't know. If it was built after 1970, it's probably going to have an HOA.
Okay.
So this was 79. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did on the houses that you see in where you are in Scottsdale, let me go do something like this. Look at that. On the houses you see in Scottsdale, did you ever have aluminum wiring for the interior?
The older ones in South Scottsdale.
Okay.
It's really 2 separate, if you're south of the 101, I guess, or north of the 101, the older 1960s, 1970s, there's aluminum wiring, the older plumbing. So it makes a difference for sure.
It does. I currently am representing buyers on a house built in 1987.
Okay.
And for us, we have, like when you walk through a house, the sewers are obviously, when you're making an offer, you don't know what's up with the sewer.
Right.
And so we always have sewer cameras for every deal.
Good.
And it's about $200 with the inspection. And
we
so
are
this,
on the older properties in South Scottsdale, I recommend them because they had paper sewers, paper lined sewers. The newer ones, not so much. Just depends on the age of the home.
Absolutely.
We're city sewer.
If we are in PVC, like I'm not even worried at all. Okay.
Right.
It's just so much better.
Right.
But we have those sewer inspections, and with this particular home, being built so late, I was like, well, there's not going to be any problems on the inspection, and man, was I wrong.
I just had one big tree roots. You see the big tree. So it was a newer home, but we got a sewer inspection, and it was okay, but you never know. You never know. The $200 can save you a few thousand.
Yeah, and on your inspections, are they set up so that I was looking at a Southern Illinois one, and it's called material. So if there's a material defect in the property and they define material, then say you walk by and the air conditioner is old. Well, you're not allowed to go in the inspection period and say, well, the house is old. The air conditioner is old. We want a new one. Is that the way it is there?
Yeah, it's, people will try it.
Yes, that's fair.
I'm on the
That's
sell side.
that's
You knew what it was when you made the offer.
right. I think a lot of people get tripped up on the buyer side, okay? Because their agents don't really give them any education, because they've seen so much television.
Right.
These people are coming in writing offers with no contingencies, straight cash, no inspection contingencies. Then they get in the house and they find out that it leaks only when it rains, except for that's like 3 inches in the basement, and you literally can't use your basement.
Right.
Okay, so then they say, well, my agent should have, done something. The agent was fighting against 14 other offers.
Right.
You said you wanted that house. What's the agent going to do? I mean,
right.
So
I agree.
You're in a very bad spot. I have this weird. I'm letting out secrets that I don't know that I want to let out. But one of my secrets is on the buy side. I will often play the skeptic on a house that my buyers want. So if my buyers say, like, I really want this house, and I'll be like, I don't think you do. And they say, no, I really want it. And I said, no, I really don't think you do. Look at all these things wrong with it. And they'll be like, well, we would like to write an offer. And so if they say that, if they've gone through that, then yeah, let's do it. Because I know, we've seen every other house. We're good.
Right.
But I very seldom ever, you're supposed to lead every end of a showing with, so are we writing an offer on this property? And I find that to be just horrid.
I don't, because I never want it to come back in 6 months, a year. I probably talk people out of buying houses more than on the buy.
I do too. I
don't get it.
I don't get it either. I do understand, like, you're not a tour guide.
Not a tour guide.
You're there to do a job.
Yep.
But as long as my buyers show a willingness to write an offer when, a property that I think is in their wheelhouse shows up,
right,
we'll write.
Right.
So,
and you've got to tell me you want it. I can't read your mind.
Right. And you have to kind of measure your clients in the sense that, like, some people, couples are different than single people, but, like, if a wife is interested and the husband's not, you got to work through that. The husband, he's looking at it from a different perspective.
Yeah. And I'm big on go home and sleep on it if the
100%. If you can go sleep on it. If you know it's going to be gone tonight, then you got to write. But if you can, please sleep on it. And in the morning, if you want to go back and see it again, I'm okay with once. We do not go more than once, though. A second showing, because now it's looking weird. We're already screwing up our negotiation position, and we didn't even write an offer.
You're starting to do your inspection ahead of time.
Yeah, 100%.
You're not even locked. You're not even agreed on anything.
No. So, all right. Well, so the bottom line is houses are different. We all know that, but this is like to try to show that they're really different.
They are. And
so,
that's part of people. You sure probably have people coming from Chicago to St. Louis or whatever. It's different, and it's a process. You can't just look at it online and buy it. So
during the Great Flu.
Yeah.
We were seeing all these articles on all these legitimate websites about how people were looking at the video online and buying the house. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, what makes you think that I'm a real estate agent? Okay. Do you really think I'm going to show you everything wrong with the house in a video?
Right.
If I'm listing it?
I did a lot of video walk. We sold a lot of houses then. Just live video walkthroughs.
Right. But
somebody's got to smell it.
100%. And how many agents out there would say, "Oh no, we're going to really."
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody has to put eyes on the property.
Yes. So now we're going to have some fun, because this is going to go against what I've been told all my real estate career. I'm going to do this. I'm going to add this to the stage. This was a post that I made because of a property, and I've got the listing with me. Okay. And I'm going to read it because I can't tell for sure. I mean, even if I do it that way, I don't know. I liked this one. Oh no, that's terrible. This one's, we're all out of it. Oh, that's too small. Where did I find the one that I like? There it is. Okay. I'm going to read it. Yeah. So it went this way. I said, I listed an investor house yesterday, investor's code. In the listing, it says possible tear down on a slab, mold abatement needed, and the remains of the HVAC are sitting in the living room. Oh, and there's a tree broken in half hanging about 20 feet in the air. And the agent remarks, I say, if you must go inside, wear a mask. The mold is overpowering. Bring a flashlight. I said, I've had a bunch of showings today. Feedback is that the house has mold in it. And I said, people are looking at the price and not reading the listing at all before setting an appointment. And I don't understand. And I will show a peek behind the window here. This is the actual MLS listing in the MLS. It's got it. It was an investor one. It's pending. It says in the realtor remarks, mold is present and quite active on the first floor, particularly concentrated around the kitchen area. Agents and buyers should use caution, wear a mask if entering the home. The HVAC remains are currently in the living room. There are no utilities on in the property. Bring a flashlight for any evening showings. Significant tree issues on the lot. 2 large broken hanging down branches are suspended over the property. Please use extreme caution when walking the grounds. All right, so Mike, let's have some fun. When you read that listing, what does that say for you? Like what would you, if you were the buyer's agent, what does that say?
It's got mold. It's rough. It's a teardown. It's rough, which might be okay.
But under no circumstance is this one of those where you're going to just take some bleach and wipe off a wall, right?
Right. That's pretty good. That's descriptive.
Yes. And
not AI written.
I have never seen so much interest in a property in my life as I saw with this property.
It was $40,000.
$40,000 asking price.
Right.
And what happened is people literally weren't reading the description in any way. They saw the price, they saw the location, and they were just going crazy.
Wow.
There's one picture of the place. Let me see if I can get the picture just for fun. Let's go up here. One picture.
What would that be?
Here's the picture. Okay. Like if you're a veteran in the real estate world, you see these pieces of paper on the door. Okay. Those are notices from the municipality that you're in trouble.
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, I tried. All I can say is I try. I don't like to waste people's time.
Right.
So.
And I would rather put it out there. They're not going to read. They don't read it.
No.
I'd rather them be excited and have it be better than get them to the house and have them be disappointed.
Yeah. Everyone talks about how you need to write this description that's going to bring buyers in. Okay. And
yeah.
Honest to God, they look at one picture and they're either interested or they're not. It doesn't even matter what's written in the description or anything else.
Yeah, a few catchwords in there, high ceiling, open floor plan.
Yes. So I was shocked. And I was shocked by the universal reaction amongst agents across the country that said, yeah, they literally they won't read.
No, not at all. Agents won't read it. Buyers won't read it.
Agent out of California said, I have a pool. And one of the complaints after someone went through the house was it has a pool.
Right. Or the square footage. The house is too small. Well, it's a 2,000 square foot house.
Yes. We have a square footage game in St. Louis where it's above ground square feet. Okay. But then if you have a basement underneath, it's not above ground square feet. So Zillow just shows what's called living area, which is the combination of the two. Right. And so all of a sudden you get a house twice as big somehow.
Yep.
Which is ridiculous. Yep. Or in St. Louis City, you have people that have an attic and they've decided that the attic is big enough to call it a room and a living space because the appraiser was up there. And so now all of a sudden the house for 100 years has been like, say, 1,000 square feet. And after the appraiser went through it, it's now a 1,300 square foot house. And you're like,
finished attic. Yeah. I agree. Buyers, they don't read it, and then they're surprised when it's not on there. And I think that's the agent's fault.
Yeah, I've had in all the career, I've had one set of buyers who felt like I was holding out on them, that there was this secret property somewhere, okay, that I just wasn't showing them, okay. And so I don't understand. Like I see my income as tied to them buying a house. Okay. Right. So I don't understand why I would hold a house back.
Yeah.
Under any circumstance. Why would I do that?
No. And I'm sure you, like me, I'm calling every expired list. I'm digging. If somebody was looking for a house and we can't find it, I'm calling another agent.
And one thing, another thing that people don't realize is I may actually have a buyer. If I send you a letter and it could be legit. I could have a buyer that wants to buy in that neighborhood and there may not be anything available, but it's maybe coming soon. If you have an agent that you're considering working with, that's fine. I'm looking for this house. I'm not trying to flip it or anything else. I literally have a buyer and I really would like to, if you're interested, like, let's do a deal. So
I sent a letter yesterday. I've been trying to track the owner down of this property up in Cave Creek. Sent the letter. I can't get a hold of him, but I've got somebody right now that wants it.
Right. So, all right. I think we beat that one to death.
Yeah, that was funny. That was interesting.
Okay.
For sure.
Let's
I will comment, buyers often they don't know what they want.
Absolutely not.
They say they want this, sir, and you'll end up getting a completely different house.
Husband and wife are definitely not on the same page. A lot of times I'll meet with like a newlywed couple that's never bought anything together. So they wouldn't have any idea how to work through that. I mean, they didn't buy a car together, so they just have nothing.
Right.
And now they're going to buy a house.
Yep. So,
oh man.
It's our job to educate and show them a little bit of everything.
I don't know if this is appropriate. I'm going to go with it's appropriate because I think it is, but I don't know. But there'll be newlyweds. Wife is very interested in buying a house. Very interested. Husband's not really seeing what's going on here. And so wife, we're going every weekend and, they buy a house and 6 months later, there's a youngin' in the house. There's a baby in the house. Husband had no idea what was going on. Didn't have any idea.
It's his, I hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
You can say that.
Yeah. Thank you. That was good. I liked it. All right. Let's go to, I'm going to start off with this instead of going straight to the article. I think that it's important that we take a moment for Alan Greenspan passing away. I'm not happy that he's dead by any stretch of the imagination. In my life, he was a rock star and probably the first rock star of the Fed that I'm aware of.
Right.
And there was nothing wrong with him. Okay. No. That I don't know where in the article it'll say, but I don't remember him having the Goldman Sachs pedigree. It wasn't like Paulson or Bernanke or one of those.
Right. Right.
The Fed is a big topic of conversation. I don't have any interest in getting into that.
Oversimplified.
Yes.
Can we say that?
Yeah. I think that real estate media has traditionally said when the Fed raises rates, that your mortgage rates are going to go up, and when the Fed lowers rates, your mortgage rates are going to go down. Right. But it's such an easy article.
Right.
And are the Fed meetings every 2 months or every 3 months? So you've got 6 pieces of content every year.
Right.
Built in.
Right.
In a way, I don't know that you can blame. I don't believe the stats the Fed gets are what I would call real.
No, I agree.
So they're going based I'd say they're blind, half blind at least.
Right.
I think the importance of the Fed during Greenspan's time is to provide an air of legitimacy to a position and leadership. Okay.
That's what he brought to it. He brought the Fed had some authority and they could make things happen.
Yes. And so then let me get the article. Let me do it this way here. This is I just did one, eulogizing the man. He was 100 years old.
Yeah. You're going to have good days and bad days in 100 years.
Yes. And I don't care. Like the idea that he's a libertarian Republican. I mean, I don't care. It
Did
wouldn't
we
matter.
know anybody's politics in the 80s? I don't think we knew that.
And would I, no,
Doesn't matter.
no, it didn't matter. And then, I didn't realize he was there before Black Monday. I didn't know that.
Right.
That was a big deal, but a little bit before my time. So, I was 10, but I did know about Black Monday. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
I've not, on a side note, the real estate crisis, 2007, 2008, that children went through. I don't think it's remembered.
I don't either. I don't want to say 9/11. They don't remember 9/11. They don't remember the real estate crisis.
No.
It was tough. You and I were adults during the 6 and 7, 20 years ago, but still getting our feet wet. And
I don't know if a Fed president will get confirmed by both Republican and Democrat.
No.
Anymore.
It's become too political.
Yeah, I don't see that. But on Greenspan, the economy was going crazy.
Yeah.
The .com thing was real.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That hurt.
It was, but I mean the idea that you could have this computer and it would do things that would actually help you was really like a new idea. And it produced amazing results. No complaint.
Right.
Could someone other than Greenspan have gone through that era and done differently? Maybe, but I don't think that it was, I just, for such a giant to just go away peacefully like this, without much, fanfare,
right?
Just kind of shows that, you sometimes you just get old and you kind of wither away. It's not as big of a deal. He was a really big deal. Like, they would show press conferences, they would break in to show his prognostications, if they're going to raise rates, if they're going to lower rates.
I would say a lot of the population probably didn't know who he was.
Really? I was in a bubble, I guess.
I mean, it's
so important
in real estate and the economy.
Yeah.
And, I would say a lot of the population didn't recognize the name.
And the things I wanted to go over, there were three that we haven't talked about. One, he was married to Andrea Mitchell.
Right. I did not know that.
Oh,
I did not know that.
I did. I always found that this is to me a heartwarming love story.
Right.
Of people that can see past their differences. And, and then the other thing is, I don't know, did you know this other thing that I know about him, that he liked to soak in a tub?
I had heard that.
Thank you.
I had heard that.
Thank you.
Some
you know
reason
what? I felt like good for him. He found something he likes to do.
Perfect.
And then he coined the phrase, the irrational exuberance. At least maybe he didn't coin it, but I remember him with it. This idea that, the market may track at a different level than what is real. And man, during the .com era, it sure did seem that way. And
does it sound familiar to today?
It certainly does. History doesn't rhyme, it repeats or something.
Right.
I don't know. All I can say is that this guy had, he was like Teflon. He's really good at his job.
Yeah.
He was really good.
20-year career. 18 of them were fantastic. 2 of them is what he's remembered.
Well, I mean, okay. Yeah. So he stayed too long. Like, if you're a Fed chair, I'm just off the top of if you're a Fed chair, don't you want to be there during good times and then leave when things are going to hit the fan?
I would hope so.
That's what I would want to do.
Yeah.
He just missed. I just didn't see that end.
And he says he missed. He says
100%. Yeah. It was very, very, very good. So I wanted to go that one. Now, so now this next one is, I don't even have a video for it, so I'll put us here like this. Oh, no, like this. No, like this. No, like this. Here, I got to remove this. Oh, that's nice. Look, we're half and half.
That's
I've
perfect.
always wanted to be that way.
I need to sit back a little.
All right. So the next topic, generational mindset in terms of conducting business. I recently represented, yes. I've recently represented a buyer where the seller will go out of their way to there was a cracked window that they didn't see. They didn't put it on the disclosure, and they were so mortified that they had presented a property with the cracked window that they made the listing agent call me and say, we're so sorry. We will have this replaced immediately. And, just mortified. And I thought to myself, man, if you're my age, your seller may have a dead body in the basement and they're not saying a word.
Right.
Okay. You find it, he'll be like, oh, you found it. But they're not putting it out there. They're not, and they're certainly not going to offer to help move the body once you find it.
Right.
So I just thought that was really interesting.
Seller disclosures. The last year I've been very I look at seller disclosures, but they mean nothing. They mean nothing. So
I understand from a legal standpoint, like I'm not an expert.
Right.
So if I see asbestos tile on the floor, I don't know that it's asbestos.
No.
I'm not an expert. I guess you would have to test to know. And then you say should have known, but that's not the standard that real estate agents are put to. So,
right.
So the way I think that type of generation that would take so much pride in their home, that would when you're working with that type of seller, if you can pick up on that as a buyer, you don't go in on the inspection notice and throw the book at them.
No.
That is going to cause problems.
Right.
And these people are old and they're not interested in your silliness.
Yep.
They don't buy the house. They will say, don't buy the house. And in fact, if we can get out of this, let's just go ahead and do it now. They're just not going to do it. They love that house. They've lived all their lives in that house. And you're coming in there and you're assaulting them with an inspection report. Like you send these people the light switch, the light is broken. The little face is broken. You send over that in the inspection report and see how that goes.
Right.
Okay? It's probably been broken for 25 years. They're just not going to fix it. They're fine with it.
Right.
You saw it when you walked through. Deal with it.
Right. We all have things in our houses.
Oh, 100%.
It doesn't bother me.
But then I've been in a situation where I'll be doing deals with with a buyer that'll write me a 75-page text. And I'm old school in the sense that, like, if you're going to send me a document, you have to send it to me an email because I can't take the text and put it in my phone in such a way that's efficient.
Right.
I don't want to do it.
No.
All my documents go in my email. That's what that's email for.
Let alone copy and paste from an Instagram message or
good
Facebook.
Lord.
We've got to check 17 different messages.
Right. So I do think that there are differences in the ages and what their expectations are. I am losing out right now to agents who are on Instagram who are literally just dancing in front of a house. And there's it's CapCut. They put a caption and they're like, I'm dancing. Yay. And then a 22-year-old person is like, oh, look, they dance in front of a house. I should use them.
Does that work?
It does. It does. I've lost out. I had a really good in with a person and their kid was like, this person dances on TikTok or dances on, maybe it was on TikTok, but or Instagram. You can dance on both. And I
agree 100%.
And then there's this funny thing. Are you familiar with the term schadenfreude?
No.
That's taking enjoyment in the misery of others. Schadenfreude.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
So what happened was they ended up going with the dancing real estate agent, and They wanted to be their friend.
Okay.
Like, I like my clients. I mean, you're really important if you're my client, but
Yeah.
like these people wanted more. They wanted to be friends with their agent, and their agent's dancing on TikTok or Instagram to sell houses, not to be your friend.
Right. Right.
And so then they were hurt, and then the basement leaked and caused all kinds of flood damage.
Oh.
So was I happy that the buyers got what they wanted, which was a better dancing Instagram agent? Yes. Yes, I was. Was that Schadenfreude? Yes. Is it bad? I don't care.
You didn't want to be
Yeah, I wasn't going to win on the dance contest. So
no, I can't believe that works, that people choose that. But if they want to, that's fine. That's not the buyer that I want to work with. And I hate to turn away business. But I want to click, and I don't want to be every client's friend, but I want to be friendly.
yes,
And I want you've been doing this long enough. You get invited to the birthday parties,
and I would
the
go
graduations.
100%. What else am I doing? If I'm not showing houses, I'm going.
Exactly.
I've been working with somebody for like 6 months, and they want me to go to a birthday party, and there's food. I'll eat the food. I like food. It doesn't take much to get me to go somewhere like that.
You'll probably come up later in a different topic. I'm an ordained minister. I'm married. I've done clients' weddings.
There you go.
I love it. It's
yes, great. Fantastic.
But I'm not going to dance in front of your house.
It's not going to work.
Nobody wants to see me in a skirt.
No. I got one for you. I tried to do this with my wife. I tried to explain it. Had a lady call me the other day. She was had slurred speech. I said, hey, can I help you? She's like, I'm an agent with so and so. I said, okay. She's like, my buyers want to buy this house. I said, okay, cool. She goes, I just had a stroke. It's like, all right. I'm sorry. She's like, I used to do so much business. She said, I wore my skirts short with high heels, and I did so much business. And then she said, I got a stroke. No one calls me anymore. And she says, by the way, will you take, let's say $25,000 off the asking price for this particular house? And I said, no. And then she goes back to the story. She's like, do you know about this one rule? And I said, yes, I know about this one rule. She goes, well, could you explain it to me? So I explained her the rule. She goes, wow, you're so smart. And then she threw out another offer, like $5,000 more. And I was like, this isn't like you're literally negotiate. You're trying to negotiate with me, you silly. You want me to feel sorry for you because you had a stroke. Now you've told me I'm smart. So now I'm going to be all excited. And all you're doing is just pump. And I was like, this would have worked for someone. Short skirt would have worked, but 80 years old with a stroke and not doing well. That doesn't work.
No, it's tough. It's a strange world, strange business. Are we influencers or are we are we professionals?
Like,
I don't know.
If you want to sell yourself, there are better ways to do it where they're more lucrative.
Are we gonna go there?
Well, no, I mean, just like I think what are those I'm not from this part of the country, but in like Las Vegas, I think they have like bottle women or something that sell like liquor.
Yeah.
I think you can make good money doing that. I don't have any problem exploiting your looks, but one of my brokers way back in the day was like, John, if anybody was good at sales, they wouldn't be selling real estate.
Right.
They would make more money selling something else. And he was right. It's 100% right.
That's interesting. I hadn't heard that, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm of that opinion that yes, if that's what you want to sell, you can sell it better other places.
Right.
This isn't the spot for it.
No. I approach it as, everybody talks about real estate sales. You're in real estate sales. I'm in a real estate service business.
Sure.
You can buy if you want, great. You can sell if you want, great. I'm here to get you there as a service I provide.
I mean, in a deal, do you know how easily I can tear someone apart that got their license in 2024?
Right. right? I don't know what St. Louis. I think we talked about Arizona's 90 hours. You can have the same education expertise as me in 90 hours. And if you dance better in front of a house, somebody might hire you. That's great.
All right, we got two. We're going to do two quick topics, and then we're gonna bolt. The next one I had was: do you personally attend your inspections?
100%.
How could you not?
100%. You hear things, you see things, what's important, what's not important.
Exactly. How do you have any context?
The inspector's job is to cover their ass on this?
100%.
But that's the inspector's job. Whether it's important or not, they've got to put it on there.
Well, my inspector has this little thing where he goes around and he shows the people, like, here's the shutoff valve for the house.
Right.
That's nice. But he's got it so set up that he's just going through the motions.
Yeah.
And they've got it so tight that, like, if you do find anything afterwards, it's like, where are you at on the offer strategy? I've never been one to go to a house that looks like someone was murdered in it, write an offer, knowing that I can probably get the inspection notice back and it's going to be awful, and then I can negotiate a price down. I've always thought that that's just dumb, because why am I wasting my time with that process?
Right. I agree 100%. I will say, when 2021, 2022, when you needed to get that house under contract, you were doing whatever it was to lock that house up for your buyer, because they've got 20 other offers.
Yeah, but you're not going to get anything on the inspection anyway at that point.
No, exactly. That's true. That's because there's always a backup. But I'm with you. I like, on the commercial end, I like, and especially, everything's negotiated before we do this.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing. We know the number it's closing at. And I take that over to the residential. I pick up the phone and I have a conversation. When other agents just send me an inspection notice without having a discussion first, I'm like, okay.
Right.
I say no.
If I'm on the buyer side and I'm asking for something,
right,
I look at it that I'm asking for something because I think that it's something that I could not have possibly seen during the inspection.
Right.
And
it's a big ticket item.
It's a big ticket item, right? Like, so, like I was saying, the sewers, like, if we see something on the camera and I need that fixed.
Right. Right.
That's just always the way I've looked at it, but I've never looked at it in that deal where it's okay. The seller's obviously listed this house too high. I'm going to come in on the inspection notice, and I'm going to. But I've got one more for you. Another trick that I know goes on. So you and I are not the right kind of agents for this, but what'll happen is you'll have inspection companies that are almost like franchises, and they like to pay real estate agents for like a referral, but it's not, you can't really do that. That's probably not legal. No. But somehow it seems to happen. And what happens in the actual inspection is these buyers are getting this inspection, and say a normal inspection's $600. Somehow they're getting $2,500 worth of inspections. Okay. So now they've put that, they're not getting that money back, the money for inspections. Okay.
Right.
So now this guy, this organization has been paid to find everything wrong with the house, and they're going to find, even more wrong with the house.
Right.
So you have disadvantaged your own seller or your own buyer, because they're now locked into a deal. No matter what happens, the seller can say, go take a hike. You just paid $2,500, you idiot.
Right.
Like, why do I care, what's wrong with the house?
No.
You're not serious in wanting to buy this house.
Right.
And I've just seen that, and I find it to be silly, but I think the agent does so well on what he can buy for marketing. We're talking about teams with like 6 people. So that last buyer's agent basically just graduated from the mall, and they're out there just, rocking it. They have no idea what's going on, and they're not getting the best lead anyway. So, they're miserable. So,
and they don't have the experience or the eye to point out, like, this maybe the AC maybe 10 years old, but
it's working.
It's working. The vents are clean.
Yeah.
You don't need to
like
look
a
at
house falls apart.
Right.
You spend money on the house the rest of your life.
And I always say in Arizona, the contract is an as-is contract. That's plain as day. It's an as-is real estate contract, and the condition the property was in when you looked at it. That's me beeping.
Well, that's okay. All right. Well, then
It's an as-is contract. We'll fix it if you want, if that's what we got to do to make it work. But
we're gonna end on this wonderful thing. I put it out there. Have you ever fanboyed a listing? And fanboying a listing is when there's somebody that's in your mind a rock star or something in the real estate space, and you get a little bit, I don't know, you get a little bit crazy. I have two stories. One is from a good real estate broker that I knew. He told me a story one time where the hottest agent in St. Louis, I mean, doing the most deals, he was my friend was was representing the buyer, and he was representing the listing. It was the sellers, and my buyer wrote an offer. My friend wrote an offer, and I mean, really just tore this guy up. The listing agent, I mean, tore him up.
Right.
Because, in our business, if you take too much on at one time, you can't be paying attention to everything. And so this guy was clearly not paying attention. And at the end of the deal, it went through, everything was fine. And within 2 months, that guy quit altogether, left the business. Top agent out.
Wow.
Interesting. My story is there's a luxury home broker here in St. Louis that's generations of inbred people use this group.
Okay.
I said it. I'm not ashamed.
I think we'll get along just fine.
I'm not ashamed. They are.
This is episode 1. Yeah. Episode 100 is going to be fun. Yeah.
So these people are clueless. They have their wealth for some reason other than intelligence. And so I said, this woman I had an agent at the time, and this other agent said, I'm going to call my broker on you because my agent simply said, you didn't write a counter during the time that the counter was available. You sent over a counter 6 hours after the expiration date. We're back on the market. Okay. Which is real. We have a time. If it's not accepted by that time, the contract's dead.
Yep.
So this lady said, I'm going to have my broker call you.
Great.
So my agent said, he's going to call you. I'm like, okay.
Yep.
So he calls. He's like, hey. I said, hey. It's like, my agent's not happy. I said, it's fine. He's like, we normally just let it slide. I was like, I can't let it slide.
Right.
Because it's a lot of money, and I got to pay a lawyer if things go bad.
Right.
Okay. I said, I can't let it slide. He said, okay, thanks. I appreciate that. You have a good rest of your day. I was like,
that's it.
He's a pretty nice guy. I was getting ready to, I can throw out words as quick as someone else. I was ready. I was ready, but no, very nice. That was my story. Not much, but it was, I wanted to not like the guy, but I couldn't. He was nice.
Right. And I think agent and broker makes a difference. Brokers, I don't want to say bite their tongue. You think they're a little bit more rational, nice or not nice. It's how can we work to get to a solution?
So I run my own brokerage, and at some point in time, I realized I can't have agents because I can't fix broken. Okay.
Right.
Many agents come to our industry broken. I can't fix you.
Right.
The wiring is not right. It's not.
Right.
And so similarly, if they do something that's totally not within the normal bounds of logic, I can't be upset with them because they are broken.
Yeah.
So at a certain point, I just said, no, I'm just not doing it. You know, and another thing is like you make me go to a Tuesday morning meeting and tell me about how great the real estate market is. I'm gonna shoot myself, and I can't take that. Don't try to hype me up. Okay.
Right.
Some days I want to be miserable. It's the way it is. I revel in my misery. I like it or revel in it. I don't want to be. Don't sell me a bill of goods.
Right.
You know.
Fact.
And then I had one lady. You know, there was recruiting going on, and she said to me, "How could I ever leave my office? They have coffee." The brokerage, the average age of this brokerage had to be 75. The agents, and that was her social group. That's where she had coffee.
I would imagine that happens a lot.
I think do you have a geriatric brokerage out there where it's just like,
I can think of a few that I would.
Good.
I can think of a few.
Isn't that wild? I think it's wild. All right, so look, I've never been on TV. I'm putting it out there.
You should be. You're doing great. You do great.
Well, I had a friend, not you. Here's where the bubble burst for me. I had a friend they were doing a reality show, and it was a flipping show, and they were doing a pilot. And my friend was a woman, and in the show, her and her husband were going to look at houses, but she's not married, and that dude is not like he's just some rando. And that, like, you're presenting a husband and wife that they don't even know each other.
No.
And if it's going to be that, and then in my younger days, I did construction. Okay. And oftentimes in Detroit, old houses, 1920s, were plaster lathe. There's lathe behind the plaster.
Those are tough.
Oh, so you take all the plaster off, and then the lathe is, and then you take that off, and then you can get to the studs, and you can get to what you're wanting to do. Well, I saw one of these guys, the HGTV fellow, and they had literally cut the wall, all right, so that he could pull it down, which no man would have ever done under any circumstance, because you know why? It's a pain in the butt. It's already a horrible job.
It's terrible. So
I knew, like, right then and there, like, this is fake. But I am curious now. We're going to show the clip.
Are you?
Oh yeah. Okay. Not as an insult, please. Not. But
no.
I felt like I was you when I watched this clip. So can you let's do a preface. Okay. So Mike was on a show. Did you know ahead of time that the show was being filmed? How did you figure that out?
Yeah, it was a broker open, and it was announced. The invites were sent out. A friend of mine had the listing and was working with $1 million. I don't know the name of this store. So some Bravo TV $1 million listing, and they'll come and it's the broker open. We'll be doing some filming. So we said, yeah, that's my wife and I. Let's go and check it out. And,
okay. Now.
Didn't know when the cameras were when you were being recorded.
Uh-huh.
I will say that.
Was it anything like a real broker open though?
No.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Right.
It was a little organized. Stand here, stand there.
Uh-huh.
But you never knew when the cameras were on.
Okay. And so, yeah. And so, were you familiar with these people that were? You said you knew the listing agent.
I knew the listing agent, Chris.
Do you know what so can you just help me with, like, the point of the show? So, like, the person is listing a house, and then the super agent from somewhere else comes in and swoops in and solves the day.
Somehow, well, the house didn't sell. I will tell you that much. He didn't sell it, but it was an awesome house. And
to do all that work and not sell the house.
Right. It was getting, was it 2020? So, kind of that Instagram, everything was kind of just growing, people getting on, and the TV, I say HGTV, but I think it was Bravo. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but they could have cared less that anybody else was in that room.
It wasn't about the sale, was it?
It wasn't about the sale. It was about the TV show. 100%. Okay. Beautiful house. I had performed a wedding at that house a
Yes.
few months earlier for a friend,
right.
and
So
it was interesting.
we are not monetized by any stretch of the imagination. I've got stats across the top, and I mean, I have no idea what they mean. I can't even run the chat, but I feel like we can go out.
We can show it, can we? I don't know.
We can show it because what are they going to do?
Okay.
Who? You're going to tell me I can't? I mean, I just don't see. You're going to take all my earnings? What earnings do I have?
This is episode 1. So
it's
we'll
episode 1. All right, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to add it. Now, you tell me, though, like, we're going to go a little early. You tell me if you can hear the audio on your end, because that's key. All right, I'm adding. Okay, there it is.
There it is.
Right, okay, let me get there. Now I'm gonna start here. Okay.
But Arizona masterpiece.
Can you hear it?
You better bring it. And so we are. All right, let's knock. You ready?
Okay, so do you think either one of those two people are the listing agent?
They're not. I know they're not.
Okay. All right, but they've now managed to say that this is about them.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Welcome
All
to
right.
Arizona. It's hot as hell.
Oh gosh.
It was warm.
Okay, look at all these pretty people.
Hi. Welcome to Arizona.
Right?
Tracy.
That's the listing agent there, Chris.
Oh, that dude is the agent. Okay.
Yeah. He's a good guy. He does a lot of big business.
That's
The
Boyce.
buyer for this house is going to come from out.
Okay, now this lady I think is the same lady that was in the brown, but she's dressed differently.
She's from the TV show. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Now, if I were to think real estate agent, okay, I think she looks the part. Do you think she looks the part?
100%.
Okay.
Side of Arizona. It's someone that wants a residence where they can have that resort-like community and retire and go play golf.
Oh, who's that there, Mike? Is that your wife, by the way?
Yep, that's my wife.
Okay.
Yeah. She goes to a lot. She's not an agent, not licensed, but she hangs out with me a lot.
Yeah, she supports you in your efforts.
100%.
So is my wife. Wonderful.
Yeah,
House
that's great.
floor, but
Okay, now so this lady that you've never met this woman
No.
who's pretending to be the listing agent for the house that you know the listing agent.
Right. And
so
I don't know, maybe, a disclaimer, maybe they partnered as referral or something.
Oh yeah, well yeah, and I'm not insinuating bad.
Right.
I'll
Right.
be around.
We were here for a wedding in the spring.
Oh, you were? And what's
Look at that. So your contribution,
That's it.
you were here for a wedding. And
I
you know
was
what's
here
funny
for a wedding.
is you weren't just there, you officiated a wedding.
I appreciated the wedding. Yep. So, and I didn't know it was recording then. We were just walking in and it was like,
I don't
hey,
she has a look of contempt on her face.
she could care less that I was there. Couldn't care less.
amazing to me is
Okay, now so then she's gonna go back and talk. Let's see what does she say afterwards.
that you can have that house, which is a 1-hour flight to Los Angeles, for the bargain price of $13,998,648.
Uh-huh.
Great
All right.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it ended up selling for 11 something and it's been on the market since then for 20. And then I saw it was rented for $75,000 a month.
Oh God.
So this is a little over 11,000 square foot modern.
Do that. Yes. So what do you think I've been at the highest I've sold is about $850,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in the pool that plays higher than that.
Right.
Where are you at in that fund?
My bread and butter is the 1 to 2 million.
Okay. Which is like an average house there, like an average nice house.
Yeah. It's average. It's our bread and butter. We've been up to 5.
On a
But,
$2 million house, does the listing agent have to be there to let you in?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe not 2, but 3.
Okay.
Maybe not
And then
2.
do they try to sell the house while you're there?
No, but if I'm bringing a buyer in,
Uh-huh.
that listing agent probably is more familiar with the intricacies of the house.
Right. They can turn the lights on better than you.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Just the history, if it's a certain designer or something like that.
Oh.
They've been in the house
Yeah.
They're a little more familiar. Sometimes I'll let them run with it. Sometimes we'll go through it. If there's a lot of realtors in Scottsdale, but it's a small group.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
People move in these houses in St. Louis. There's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so most of the listing agents or the buyer's agents, and that's both of us will point out the good points and the bad points. So.
Yeah. And so when you went through this house, you're like, I have no buyer. I'm here because I was invited.
Right.
And now I'm on camera saying that I went to a wedding here, which is not true because you officiated a wedding there, which is
Exactly.
hilarious. That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up, but there was one thing I wanted to publicly declare so that there's no animosity. Yeah, I did want to disclose. Mike has me beat in every single social media channel by thousands at times. And I just think it's funny because you could tell me like, I'm not interested in you and your low follower counts. You could say, I don't want to work with you because you've only got 1,000 Twitter followers and you've only got, I think, 285, maybe Instagram, or that's Facebook, one of those. But you're, in the thousands. You're a social media star by relative standards. I think I have you beat in YouTube, but I did a lot of videos for a lot of years that I don't know if some older woman, if she's bored and maybe a little bit on the Alzheimer's spectrum is watching on loop. And I appreciate that.
Right.
I do.
Right.
I do.
Yeah,
But
we're not influenced. I couldn't care less if we're not influenced.
No, but again, I really do appreciate it. X is a wonderful place. To me, I've found so many friends, and that's one of the things we're going to do on the show. We're going to bring other agents, and we're going to talk about stuff that's fun and exciting from an agent's perspective. But I just want to say yes, thanks for coming along for this ride. Let's do it again next week, and thank you.
It's fun. We'll see where it goes. It'll be a lot of fun.
All right, Mike, it's been fun. I'll talk to you next week.